let's take a look at how we can turn an existing MySQL database into a spawn data image by creating a backup. So here we connected to a prod Scikila example, which is the Scikila sample database that we're going to be using as our source. What we can do, we can have a look at the tables here and see that the standard set of Scikila tables are there. And we can also have a peek at the actor table just to see that there's some data in that database too. So in order to turn this data set into a spawn data image, we need to get our hands on a database backup. So first I'll create us a folder to work in and cd into it. Next we can use tool to get a backup file. In this case we're going to be using MySQL dump, and we're going to be dumping the prod.scikila example as the root user. We're going to get asked for the password, and we're going to be dumping the Scikila database. And that's all going to go to prod_backup.sql. We get prompted for password, I authenticate, and we kick it off. Once that completes, we can see the prod_backup.sql file appear in our folder. The other thing we need is a YAML file. I'm going to call it image.yaml, where what I pasted tells Spawn that we want to call this data image Scikila prod backup. It's going to be done from a backup. It will be MySQL version 5.7, and then we're telling it where it can find a backup. So in the current folder and under this file name. The other thing you see there is that I added a production tag, which later allows me to see that this data image came from production. So now I can tell Spawn to create the data image using this image file. And that's our data image created. If I ever need to get back to this data image, we can ask Spawn to get us a list of data images, and we can see that our Scikila prod backup image is there. Well, the next thing to do is we can create a data container using this Scikila prod backup image that we just created. And I'm also telling Spawn to give it a lifetime of 24 hours so that I don't have to clean up after myself. And there's our data container. So the thing that Spawn gives us is a connection string. So what we can do, we can actually connect to this new data container. So it's going to be at instances.spawn.cc, and it's going to be on port 32646. And we're going to be connecting as the root user. And I'm going to also get prompted for a password. So here I'm going to copy paste the password, again, authenticate, and I'm in. So just like before, we can have a look at the list of tables in the Scikila database, and it's all there. And we can also have a peek at the same data in the actor table and see that that is also all there. So that's how easy it is to take your existing MySQL database and turn it into a spawn data image, and then into a data container that you can connect to, use, and throw away.